In a highly globalized sector, information is everything. That's why we created the German Mining Network, a central and unique international platform for the fast and direct exchange of information, education, market data, and contacts. With partners and competence centers all over the world, it's never been easier to get the right information when and where you need it. Learn more at www.germanmining.net.
Hello and welcome to all participants connected from all over the world. My name is Sophie Hoeisel and I'm Project Manager in Energy, Mining and Sustainability at the German-Chilean Chamber of Commerce. And I'm excited to moderate this webinar on innovation hubs in the raw materials sector of Chile and Peru, an opportunity for German companies today, which we are organizing in a joint effort with AHK Peru and in the framework of the German Mining Network. This webinar offers an insight into two of the leading innovation hubs in Peru and Chile, the hub de Innovación Minera del Perú and Alta Ley in Chile, and provides an overview of concrete opportunities for German and international companies to participate in calls for proposals, challenges, and open innovation programs. I kindly invite you to write your questions or comments in the chat. And I also remind you that this webinar will be translated into English and Spanish. So don't forget to activate the translation in your preferred language by clicking on the world icon. And without further ado, I would like to give the floor to my colleague, Philip Bartsch, Commercial Manager and Deputy CEO of AHK Chile, to say a few welcome words.
Hola, muy buenos días a todos, estimadas señoras y señores. Gracias al principio por invitarme hoy a hablar en nombre de la AHK Chile. Como mencionó mi compañera Sophie, mi nombre es Philip Bartsch y soy el gerente comercial de la AHK Chile y el subgerente general acá de la Cámara de Comercio. Al principio estamos muy contentos de que este seminario virtual se lleve a cabo gracias al esfuerzo en conjunto con la AHK Perú y los partners y socios del German Mining Network. Como ustedes probablemente sepan, el German Mining Network no solo se reúne el know-how alemán en innovación tecnológica en las soluciones mineras para los mercados de materias primas en una sola plataforma, pero sino que también se crearan actividades y colaboraciones como este webinario para fortalecer aún más los lazos entre los países. Tenemos un programa muy interesante por adelante y nos entregamos las oportunidades de participación que tienen en nuestras diversas actividades, retos y programas de innovación abierta en Chile y en Perú. Por lo tanto, sin más preámbulos, deseo a todos un debate muy interesante y fructífero. Muchas gracias, Sophie, muchas gracias a la AHK Perú y voy a pasar la palabra a mi compañero de la AHK Perú, a Jan Patrick Henche.
Yeah, thank you very much, Philip. I only can emphasize what you're telling. It's a pleasure to be here. In this is one of the last events in this year, a very intense year, and especially in the mining sector. We are very glad that it's possible to do this, and we think that we can share some really valuable information with our colleagues in Germany, introducing them to the new innovation networks which are present in Peru and Chile. I wish that we all have a very fruitful morning or afternoon in Germany. Welcome from the German Peruvian Chamber of Commerce and the Mining Competence Center Peru to all of you. And I hand over to my colleague Arti Sørensen from the German Mining Network.
Thank you, Jan Patrick. Thanks very much. Yes, a warm welcome from Germany as well. I'm located in Aachen, near the Dutch and Belgian border here in Germany. So it's afternoon for us already. And I would like to just share a few slides with you about the German Mining Network, for those of you that don't know our platform and initiative yet. The German Mining Network is an initiative kindly supported by the German Federal Ministry for Economic Affairs and Climate Action. And it is a worldwide network connecting relevant institutions in the mineral resources sector in Germany and the competence centers for mining in resource-rich countries in order to provide a one-stop access to and information about foreign mineral resource markets for German companies. So this is a lot of information in one slide, so let's look at it in a little more detail. It is a platform that connects the central actors in the raw material sectors within Germany and abroad through the mining and mineral resources competence centers, which are also co-funded by the German government, the same ministry. And here you can see a map of the competence centers that are part of the German Mining Network. So it's those bilateral chambers in 8 different countries, and also the Mongolian Business Association and the German delegation in Central Asia that are part of this initiative. So in other words, in all relevant, strategically important commodity markets for the German industry, we have these competence centers. The chamber in Chile, together with the RWTH University, which I am located at, are coordinating the network at the moment. On the German side, we also have a lot of partners. On the one hand, universities, you can see here with programs in mining, as well as the industry associations along the supply chain that are dealing with mining and minerals, from mining abroad to the mining suppliers, to the metal producing companies, to the buyers of materials, and also the metal trade. And then we also have 3 central German institutions that are directly linked to the government, which are dealing with Germany Trade and Invest, attracting investment into Germany, expertise in raw material markets internationally, and then the Central Chamber of Commerce. So this is these are the players or the actors in this kind of institutional based network. And the next question is then, which was also in the beginning statement, why the German mining network? The key is to allow rapid access to market information and direct contact. So it's a kind of bundling of resources and stakeholders that are involved in the raw materials market in order to allow for rapid access. So the German companies can contact any one of the institutions, and we all communicate with each other in order to provide a response within 24 to 48 hours on questions around these raw material or resource markets. And this goes for the support for sourcing minerals, but also access to international markets for business partners to boost exports internationally. It's a kind of a way to open doors or to get a first step into a new market and get a foot in the door, as we say in Germany. Not only for German companies, but there are also opportunities for international mining and supply companies, which is partly why we're here together today, to bring those together. So for the international mining and supply companies, the German Mining Network is a great first point of entry to access German companies or German technologies through the competence centers, publish innovation challenges, cooperation searches, or foster partnerships through the offerings of the various competence centers, such as business delegation, participation in trade shows. So it's a good sort of central point of contact for information, but also contacts into the German market and to connect with German companies. So this brings me almost to the end of the presentation. These are our resources. They're all freely available at no cost. You can sign up for our monthly newsletter where we publish information. We're also happy to include challenges, open innovation challenges, and other types of collaboration searches in this newsletter. You can sign up for it on our website, www.germanmining.net. This is the landing page where in the world map, you also find direct contacts in all the competence centers worldwide. And there are also links to all the websites of all the partners, so you can navigate yourself through the landscape of German actors and stakeholders in the raw material sector. We also have an event calendar on the website where you can see relevant upcoming events. And we invite you to follow our LinkedIn page where we also post relevant information. So I hope this gave you a small, quick overview of why and what the German Mining Network. And I wish you all a great, inspiring afternoon and some new information. And hope to see you on our platforms and on LinkedIn. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Arti. And now we would like to give you a short overview about the innovation sector in Chile and Peru. And I'm happy to start with a short presentation about the innovation environment in Chile, which will be concluded with some information from Jan Patrick and the Peruvian market. I hope you can see my screen now. 1 second.
Yeah, now we can see it.
Perfect, I have some delay.
Yes, now it's perfect.
Great. You can see innovation is a necessity to meet the challenges in the mining industry in Chile. So I listed some of the current biggest challenges, but also trends in Chile. Industry 4.0 is a big topic, not only to increase safety and to avoid accidents, but also to increase productivity, to stay competitive, and to meet sustainability challenges in the sector, which leads me to the second big topic, which is green mining, especially energy and water efficiency, circular economy in mining, and renewable energy. But it's also important to look at the mines, at the whole life cycle of mines. So we also included tailings, especially recultivation, remediation of old mining sites, and the treatment of tailings in general, and the treatment of waste. And because of these challenges, technical innovations are very important in Chile to respond to the challenges, meet the high standards and regulations today, which will also increase in the future, and to stay competitive in the long term. Some words about the innovation environment in Chile in general. So Chile leads the Latin America and Caribbean region in the Global Innovation Index this year, also last year. And this year, the country is especially well ranking in tertiary enrollment and new businesses. And over the last 25 years, Chile has successfully implemented public policies to promote and finance innovation and entrepreneurship. And as a result of these measures, Chile has a modern network of strategic technology centers and strategic technology programs. But nevertheless, it's still very important to create more awareness of the supply and capabilities that exist in Chile, and to improve communication and knowledge. And therefore, the innovation hubs and innovation networks are a very crucial point to create this awareness, to increase cooperation nationally and internationally. And nevertheless, there has been done a lot of work in the last years. It's still important to extend public policies and strategies in the future for the technological development of mining companies that enable them to increase their investments in research, development, and innovation. And to conclude, I would like to give you some concrete opportunities.
Quiero aquí comentarles diferentes posibilidades donde las compañías se pueden presentar, por ejemplo, en licitaciones. Aquí tenemos Corfo, que es es una agencia del gobierno chileno, donde vemos aquí diferentes posibilidades. Ellos tienen programas, tienen licitaciones nacionales y también internacionales. Y después también tenemos los diferentes
From here is Expande, which are working very closely with the big mining companies, but also the smaller companies, and publishes challenges in the mining sector and is looking for cooperation partners and for solutions internationally. And I also listed Alta Ley. We are happy to have Jorge Barrios from Alta Ley here today, who will give us a more concrete idea of their work in a few minutes in their presentation. And on the next level, we have the universities, which are not only working together in technology hubs, but also with companies on a national level, but also on an international level. One of the more recent example of one of the bidding of one of the university here in Chile is the Universidad de Desarrollo, which was looking for a partner in environmental research equipment in the mining sector. And yeah, this is a very short introduction. Now I would like to give the floor to Jan Patrick to complete with some information of the Peruvian market. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much, Sophie. Just let me share my screen. Just a second. Okay, so one click more. Can you see it in the right mode?
Yes, it's perfect.
Perfect. Yeah, so I will tell you a little bit about innovation in the mining sector in Peru as an overview. Later, we will have a presentation from Pamela Antonioli from Peru, Hub de la Innovación Minera. Well, only very quickly, most of you here might know it. Peru is a mining country without any doubt. Here just the active projects, mining projects here in Peru on the right hand, on the left hand, the portfolio of new projects. I will go very quickly on this. You will get the slides afterwards, so you can have a look at it, and there's also the link to the source. But it's really a mining country, and throughout the whole length of the country, there are mining projects. We have copper is the biggest one, but not only. We have also gold, silver, zinc, tin, lead, molybdenum here in Peru. I will not read everything here. It's just for the exports, the most important sector in the Peruvian economy.
La minería es el sector más importante en lo que se refiere a la economía peruana. Tenemos algunas iniciativas de clusters en Perú o de redes de innovación. Aquí ven ustedes dos de ellos con sus correspondientes grupos, o sea, los nombres que forman parte de cada uno. Y aquí tienen ustedes un código QR que les permite obtener más información, y también la página web. Pamela en algunos minutos nos va a hablar más de este programa. tenemos el programa, el Hub de Innovación Minera del Perú, y tenemos SAMI. Y de esta red, el gerente general va a estar presente hacia el final de este seminario, de este evento. Y hay diferentes, y ellos también hacen diferentes actividades en el sector. Y por parte de la sociedad peruana de minería y petróleo y gas, hay iniciativas de innovación no solo en minería, sino también en el sector de gas natural. Y aquí tenemos link miners que no solo trabajan en el Perú, sino
who are articulating the innovation calls. Later on, we will learn a bit more. We heard from Sophie that mining 4.0, green mining and tailings are important points. So, we are neighbor countries. Geology doesn't stop at the border. So no wonder that these points you find also here in Peru as the most important topics. Quizás perhaps just described a little bit different. It's exactly the same. The digitalization also by COVID-19 has been pushed really strong. We have various projects, new mines announcing that there will be smart mines by the end of the decade, that there will be zero carbon emissions, or at least really reduced carbon emissions by the end of this decade. So there are a lot of opportunities, there's a lot of transformation, and we will learn how you can participate, how you can get into this beyond the traditional ways of access to the market. That's from my side. You will get the slides after this workshop, so you can get back on us or on our partners. And that's what I wanted to share with you. Thank you, and I give back to Sophie.
Thank you very much, Jan Patrick. Now, one second. Now I would like to introduce our first speaker, Jorge Barrios, a traceability leader from Alta Ley, who will give us an insight into new challenges for low carbon mining. Alta Ley is an organization aimed at promoting and fostering the development of the mining sector through initiatives, programs, and projects to solve relevant mining challenges. Welcome, Jorge.
Thank you, Sophie, for introducing me, and hello, everyone. As well as Sophie said, my name is Jorge Barrios. I'm traceability leader from Corporación Alta Ley, and I'm so glad and very grateful to be here sharing with all of you today. So I'm going to share my screen, and meanwhile, I want to tell you that I'm going to speak in English now, but then in the panel, I'm going to participate in Spanish in order to be closer to all the audience, to the speaker Spanish, the Spanish speakers and the English speakers too. So I think that you can see my presentation now.
It's perfect.
Okay, thank you. So as I think you have read in my first slide, I'm going to talk about new challenges that we visualize in Alta Ley in order to aim a low carbon copper mining here in Chile. So and why too we believe and we consider that the mining suppliers are one of the main actors in order to reach it. Okay, so first of all, obviously I'm going to introduce Alta Ley and tell you what we do in Alta Ley. So we are a public-private institution that was encouraged to articulate the different existing capacities or capabilities in the mining ecosystem in order to promote a more inclusive, sustainable, and virtuous mining based on pillars such the technology creation, the innovation, the knowledge creation and promotion, and the the creation of local install capacities around the mining ecosystem. Okay, so how we prioritize our work, and the answer is here. I'm going to put here. Okay, and the answer is here. We have two groups of cores.
Tenemos dos grupos que son por un lado dos cores. Por un lado están los desafíos y por otro lado los habilitadores. Tenemos, por ejemplo, exploración entre los desafíos y planificación, y terminamos con la fundición y refinería e incluso los nuevos mercados también para el cobre. Y aquí tenemos las diferentes líneas estratégicas que tenemos que desarrollar para promover la respuesta a estos desafíos.
We have the development of mining suppliers, human capital, smart mining, and green mining. And all these challenges, all these cores, sorry, have born or have been developed from this document that is a mining technology roadmap that was built in 2015 and centralized the different interests of different actors, main actors that represents all the different needs that mining industry has here in Chile. So it was a collaborative process that finally had as result these different cores that guide our daily work in Alta Ley, and how can we be I don't know how can we be safe, or we can be in a good path in order to reach it. The answer is in our board, because our board is a very representative, is one of the if one of the most representative boards in the mining world here in Chile, because we have different institutions that represents the interests of a public sector, as the mining minister or Corfo, for example, and we have institutions that represent the mining companies as Consejo Minero, Sonami, or other institutions that represents the mining suppliers ecosystem as Aprimin, Minnovex, and other institutions that represent the academic world, regional institutions, etc. So it's a very representative ecosystem, all included in our board. And the different the main work lines that we have developed in this year, and most probably the next one too, are these those three. And the first one is the development of mining suppliers, where we are developing the context and the conditions in order to promote the knowledge in our mining suppliers ecosystem, and we are looking for the internationalization of them too. The second one is the digital mining, where we are building different conditions in order to promote remote operations, in order to build a security center to be safe with the data that the mining companies use every day, and all the conditions in order to improve the production, but to build safer operations too. And the last one is green or sustainable mining. Sorry. When we are developing different projects, we are for example working in a traceability CO2 emissions tool. I will tell you a little bit more in the next slides about this, but we are developing another initiatives like around the secondary and circular mining, or we are almost launched in January a roadmap for implementation of green hydrogen mining in mining operations in Chile and in Peru. So this is our main work that we are developing. Now I want to make a brief stop in this one, in the first one, and I want to tell you about one initiative that Sophie have mentioned before, and it is an international network for mining suppliers in order to promote the internationalization of our mining suppliers. So we have a couple of months ago, we have developed this platform that aims to centralize all the open innovation challenges that our partners that you can see here, our partners has in their own platforms, but only have their own open innovation challenges, obviously, and we decided to create alliances with all of them and centralize all these open innovation challenges in one
Todos
unique
estos desafíos de innovación en una plataforma única que ustedes pueden encontrar bajo este link, pueden acceder a nuestra página web. El acceso es totalmente libre.
And see what can all different partners offer to you. And the main idea of that platform is to facilitate the match between the supply and demand, and to promote that our own mining suppliers has an easier context in order to get the opportunity to the internationalization, so they can enter here and can watch all the offers of that institutions. And we had started with the Andean region, with Chile, Peru, or Brazil, for example, and the idea is to include more countries and more institutions over the time, and to reach more and more countries, and to be a bigger platform a long time. Okay, so here we can see a little example of how we visualize the different challenges, and you only have to select one, to pick one and enter and enter to in order to have more information, for example, the deadline or all the information that you will need in order to apply for these different challenges. So I invite you to visit that link and see what our partners offer to you. Okay, now I'm going to talk about a transversal initiative or a transversal theme that is how I have written here, a cross-cutting issue, because mining companies here in Chile has building a context that is a short-term context or a short-term challenges for mining suppliers, around the sustainability operations of all of them, mining suppliers and mining companies too. And like context, we at the beginning of 2021, we didn't know the importance of the scope 3 emissions in the mining copper ecosystem here in Chile. We used to believe that it was important, but we didn't know the exactly number of importance, because there weren't studies here in Chile that shows these results that we are showing here. I'm showing here. You can find the field report here in this link. We are going to publish it very soon in English too. This report is almost ready, so in the next weeks we are to publish it. And the main result is what we can see in this graphic, because all the mining companies here in Chile used to make efforts and to publish opportunities for reduction emission in scope 2 and 1. But after this study, they realized that the most important scope in order to reduce their footprints is the scope 3 emissions. So if we made a double click here in this 51%, we can access to this graphic, and we can realize that almost the 60% is located in the mining operations. And if we made a double click, we realize that are related to all the supplies or products or services that mining companies purchase or rent in order to make their own operations. So we have grinding balls, explosives, limes, diesel, etc. So this context have open eyes of mining companies, and they decided to manage their scope 3, and this decision, that decision impact in a direct way to mining suppliers. So I'm going to read it because it's so important. The past context that I have told you in the past slide is very important, because now the ICMM is asking for mining companies to commit reduction target in scope 3 emissions. I told you that mining companies only had the reduction target in scope 1, 2, but now they must commit reduction targets around scope 3 emissions by the next year. So it's a very short-term trend, and mining companies will promote these sustainability criteria in their selection process of mining supplies. So you, like mining suppliers, have to be prepared to this new short-term trend, because it would be a criteria of a decision criteria that could be critical in order to select one or another mining supplier. Okay, so the main idea here is that the reduction targets in scope 3 needs the coordinate work between mining companies and their mining suppliers. There's no individual works that will help us to reduce scope 3 emissions. So in order to help the mining suppliers to be prepared to this new short-term trend, we in a co-work with Codelco, we have developed this CO2 emissions calculation tool that will be launched at the end of that month, of this month, and will be a public good, totally free, and with easy inputs. You, for example, with fuel consumption, purchase electricity, supplies purchased to, and directed products, you could calculate and estimate your carbon footprint and an emission factor for your product or for your service in order to be prepared to this new term. So you too could obtain, as a result of this tool, a map that could realize that will help you to realize how your process is, how your emissions are distributed in all your process, and how to manage your emissions are and to reduce your carbon footprint. So in order to recap and to finish my presentation, I want to do a double invitation. The first one is if you want to know more about open innovation challenges around the Andean region, and if you are looking for the internationalization, you can enter to that link and see all the different challenges that are displayed there. And if you want to estimate your carbon footprint and be prepared for this short term, I want to ask you to be a little bit patient, because this platform will be available on December 22nd. But I want to invite you to visit our webpage, corporacionaltalay.cl, in order to know more about this launch event and all the different initiatives that we are developing around the mining ecosystem, and in order to be a better mining ecosystem, including the mining companies and mining suppliers, of course. So thank you very much again, and I will be here in order to hear the other presentations, and I will be in the panel of discussion soon. And Sophie, all yours. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Wait 1 minute, because we have one question in the chat for you. So maybe you can respond it very quickly. Are the open innovation challenges in the centralized platform available in different languages?
Sorry, give me a second. I can't see you. Okay, sorry. I think we can connect. Yes, I want to. Sorry, are the open innovation challenges in the centralized platform? Good question. I think that I think so, but I'm not pretty sure. Let me check now, and I can answer you.
Perfect. If you need a minute, you can write the answer in the chat as well, and we go on with the next presentation meanwhile.
I think that there are not in English, for example, but we can obviously we could make the effort to include them, because it's so important. And I see another comment, and I like to invite you to, if you want contacts in other countries that we don't have in this platform, you can connect us with them, or send me the contacts, because it's so important to be in contact with these other countries, and be bigger this platform a long time. So thank you very much.
Perfect. Thank you very much. We will see you later in our panel discussion. But now I would like to introduce our next speaker, Pamela Antonioli. She currently serves as the General Manager of the Mining Innovation Hub of Peru, a space that promotes the search for solutions to common mining challenges through collaboration and innovation in the sector. So Pamela, we are excited to learn more.
Thank you very much, Sophie. Thank to the Chamber of Germany and Peruvian Chamber. I will try to explain in 15 minutes what we do in the hub, and please feel free to contact me in case you need so. My presentation is in Spanish, but I guess I'm going to do it in English. Please confirm the slide is, the screen is shared.
It's perfect. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I would like to highlight the potential that collaboration has in terms of fostering innovation. Innovation in a wide and a broad scope. Just to begin, what is the context of innovation today, which may sound familiar to you? There are several factors that are currently ongoing. The accelerated technological change. We know that technologies are exponential now, so we need to be updated. Also, each development is each time more complex, and it involves a lot of areas or topics of knowledge. Also, we know, especially after the pandemic, that the people is all over the world. So we have talent in different countries, and we need to get closer to that talent. We are. It is impossible to think nowadays that you are going to have the talent in your organization. It's going to move around, so it is dispersed. And also the risk involved in innovation. You know, when we talk about innovation projects, the difference between traditional engineering projects is that the innovation projects, you do not know for sure that they are going to add value. So there is a risk in it. So here is the paradox of innovation, that we need to innovate. Most of innovations fail, but those organizations that do not innovate, at the end, they are not competitive anymore. So what happens in mining, in the mining sector, it's a very, it has its own features, and I would like to share some of the culture that we have seen in this sector by sharing some cartoons. In this first one, that is something that we in the hub see a lot, that they say that one proposal, one project is very innovative, but at the end they have never tried it before, so it's not going to move forward. And that is something that we are just to hear who else has proven it. Is there any other mining company that has already used that technology or that innovation? And if so, is there any other mining company in Peru that has already tried that? So when we talk about mining sector, we know that there is a barrier that is a natural barrier because of the nature itself of the sector. Innovation can impact on the cash flow. We compete with projects of short-term projects, and there is an acquisition approach. So it's hard for mining sector to sometimes be prone to be the first one. They are the best first seconds. The other thing is that we have these silos inside the organizations. We say that sometimes when we speak between the areas, there are a lot of possibilities to try out and add more value or to confirm the values. That is something that we see, for example, between the relationship in the mine itself and in the facility, in the plants, in the mills. They can talk a little more. There are a huge opportunity. So this is also traditional sector. So it's a vertical organization, and sometimes we need to connect these areas within the organization, the mining companies. Also, what we see in the mining sector is that sometimes we have these innovations, and when it rises interest from the mining company, then we move forward and we crash against a logistic and acquisition due diligence, a checklist that is very hard. So it's very difficult for us to work sometimes with young companies such as startups. So some of the companies do not have a structure thought for co-developments. And another factor is that there is a lot of contractors. So sometimes innovations that can add value to the mine company does not constitute a win-win-win project, because it has to add value to the mine company and to the contractor and to the innovator. So we have to build collaborative projects. The other thing that is a very common one, that is not particular of the sector, is that we are too busy most of the time to see some of the innovations. So that is something that we try to avoid by telling the mining companies, hey, your peer has already shown interest. So that is something that makes some of the companies recheck the information about innovation. So we try to build this efficient architecture that connects
realmente eficiente para conectar a todos los actores. Y bueno, pero eso también necesita, por supuesto, tiempo y también mucha confianza. Así que nos hacemos la pregunta de cómo debemos innovar. Así que hoy en día la idea no es tenemos o no tenemos que innovar, sino la pregunta es cómo la hacemos de manera continua y sistemática. Así que nosotros tratamos de maximizar la colaboración, la innovación con la colaboración, y bueno, estamos claros que la colaboración es buena, pero a veces, bueno, cuando vemos cuánto tiempo se necesita para colaborar, se nos va el entusiasmo. Así que aquí es la razón que nosotros como Hub estamos viendo cómo podemos conectar y articular entre todos los actores. Aquí se tienen esas plataformas de articulación.
Disruptive innovations, to have spaces to validate innovations, to have the information available for those who may not have the time at the point where we show the information. So we try to manage that innovation, that information to add the most value at all time. Also, we share good practices and also the success cases, so we can promote scalability, reproducibility, and promote the validation in several contexts. So, to innovate is hard but necessary, and we use also open innovation as a source of solutions and talent. And what I am going to explain in more detail now is how collaboration can give an extra boost to an open innovation traditional goal. As you can see, an open innovation goal has those stages. It's very linear. You have the challenge, you have the scouting, you have the pre-selection, the evaluation. Sometimes you can build a business case, and then you have to follow up sometimes with some support. So you have a part that has the problem or the challenge, and the innovator that has the solution. It's a two-part equation. But what we do in the hub is to have a little. The collaboration can give us different configurations when we talk about these processes. For example, sometimes there is a challenge, but we do not need to open a call because some of our peers already have the solution. So sometimes we say, hey, there is a problem. This mining company has this problem. Have you had this problem? Have you solved the problem? And if so, we build a space to share the solution that one other mining company has. The other thing is that we maximize the sources of solution, because sometimes there's a problem in one mining company and there is no solution within the peers, but they can say there is an expert that can help you. I have heard of this actor in the ecosystem that is very that has a lot of knowledge in the subject. So we do not need to open the call. We do a little bit of an insight of the problem with these experts or innovators that we already know that can solve the problem. Also, sometimes we have a problem, and one mining company, it's a problem that another company is related to, but it's not prioritized. So what we do is they can tell us, okay, I am not part of this call, but I want to listen to the solutions so I can have a better idea of what's going on. So that is the information that it's a result of the process can be shared, and it may raise some interest of another company. Also, we can have a shared problem that can lead us to implementations that are collaborative by sharing inversions and sharing the risk and the resources to carry out that project. So there is collaborative implementations. And also there can be more than one solution that can be of interest, and one company can say, I can try A solution and you can try B solution, and we can share the results all along the pilots or the projects. So as you can see, what we do in the hub is to have our members discuss and share a lot of the information to be more efficient in terms of seeking and finding solutions. Also, some of the things that we sometimes do not see is that the solution not always comes from an innovator. It can come from their own peers. So we share a lot of experience, a lot of projects in different matters. So they everyone can see the results, or also the things that didn't went okay. So we save time when we want to innovate in some area. As I say, we can have collaborative projects, and also what we try to do in the hub is to have an agenda, a permanent agenda of activities, and a portfolio which can be put into the agenda several times. So we design spaces that we make sure that the opportunity is not missed by anybody, and we make sure that the innovations are heard and can be also sometimes improved, because a project can be shown and there is an opportunity, for example, to add one stakeholder to the project. If we need to knock on the door of another mining company, of the government, or of the academic, we can make the project of more interest. So there is a portfolio. We have a pipeline in the hub that is permanent, available to our members. And this is a gift I like to share here, because it's how we make innovation contagious. Sometimes, as I said, the mining companies are not willing to be the first, but when we talk about an innovation, maybe one mining company says, not now, but when we return and say, hey, company A, B, and C are joining the project, it makes the company give a double check, on the innovation. So we try also to generate this culture of innovation and collaboration, to build capabilities on leadership, on failure tolerance, and to work with different areas of knowledge. Also, we have some workshops for building these capabilities, and we try to generate confidence. We believe that confidence is like the main pillar to have collaboration as our main value. So if we do not have confidence, what we normally have is incremental innovations, and we try to approach new technologies, and we need to do so by knowing that our mining companies, the hub for them, and the different innovators have this confidence between them. So we try to catalyze our impact. We know that by working together, we have better traction. We can negotiate better with the pilots. Also, we can propose territorial approaches. If two mining companies are working in one region in Peru, and there is a project that has the nature to have a better impact, if we join another mining companies, even if it's not a member of the hub, we knock on the door and we say, okay, if the impact is going to be in, for example, 2 districts, if you join, we can have a regional impact, a broader impact. Also, if we do not work together, we wouldn't be able to approach these big challenges that are even bigger than the sector itself or the country itself, such as climate change, decarbonization, and such on. And we try and we give extra stars for those innovations that can add shared value. So I would like to explain more about how I have explained our objectives and how collaborations can make innovation more efficient, but I would like to explain better the activities we have in the hub. So the hub is an associative program. It was an initiative that was born within mining companies. They were the ones that leaded their own initiative. As a matter of fact, they saw in the mining hub of Brazil a model to follow, and we have a board. Every decisions, the agenda, the allocation of resources, everything is decided by this board. So it's a program made by and it's intended to solve problems to the mining companies. These are our members. We have, most of them are mining companies, but we have places for big suppliers. The idea for the big suppliers to join as a member is to make available an R&D line. We are supposed to co-develop solutions in a very close way with their clients and to give us the trends. So it has to be a very well-known supplier. Also, we have a wide network of allies that of different natures. We have associations, we have R&D centers, we have programs that promote innovations like the Mining Hub. We have the Academy, and we have some organizations that share some objectives with us, such as Amautas, that are young people promoting mining, or WIM, that is Women in Mining. So we try to build an agenda, and we sign this collaboration agreement. So how do we work in terms of the activities we have? We have classified our work in 3 axes. We are spaces to connect between peers, to share experience, to talk about our challenges, and to invite experts and innovators.
De las experiencias, por ejemplo, tenemos diferentes mesas de mesas redondas donde podemos aquí encontrarnos, y la idea es que podamos así mantener un grupo muy cercano que puede compartir. Podemos aquí ver que son diferentes puntos, no solamente la innovación tecnológica, sino también vemos el tema de comunicación, cultura, la transformación digital, medio ambiente, descarbonización.
A tailing group. We are going to open next year operational excellence group. And also we have meetups that are more open and transversal. Also, we have a cafe hub that is a space intended for the hub to connect with the ecosystem. So we gather each 15 days to see who is interested to get closer to the sector in Peru, and we can make our network bigger. Also, we have some activities that are intended to build capabilities, like workshops, and we have a program of sharing projects and awarding those who communicate their success and failure projects the best. So here is this year's edition of Sync that Minsur won for the success and the failure case both, and we do some workshops as I said. And also we have the open innovation processes, which we classify as challenges, big challenges that are processes that we specifically design with some partner. For example, we have the Open Innovation Call in the frame of Perumin, that is the biggest conference in Peru and one of the main conferences in the region. So we lead this Open Innovation Call that involves 20 mining companies and a lot of allies as well. We have a specific open innovation call for the academic, for the universities. And also we have a specific design for social innovation. And also, of course, we have these open innovation calls that are, we call them agile challenges. And those are specific problems that are very well described that we attend on demand of our members. So the big challenges are at the level of topics that are common challenges. The agile challenges that are the Reto Ágil, they are specific problems of our members. And also we sometimes do scoutings when we want to find who are the researchers in a particular topics, some suppliers that we could add to a project. Those are searches of actors, not of solutions themselves. We have already 3 years, and we have a portfolio of more than 160 now in the past month, we added a couple more initiatives. Those initiatives, of course, some of them involve more than one company, so the participations are bigger. We have some of them, of course, are discarded. We have a discard rate between 30 and 40%. But from the initiatives that we have divided them into collaborative projects that are projects that involve more than one part. Some of them are collective that may involve more than one part, but each part takes the project independently, and some individuals projects. So some of the examples are projects regarding digital distribution. This is a collaborative project. Also working on tailings to find different uses and to make them valuable, for example, for the construction sectors. We have built a platform for the mining suppliers to connect with local suppliers. We had a project of social innovation within some women association in different regions. And we have carried out a scouting with electrical vehicles suppliers all around the world to make a plan of piloting and sharing the results within vehicles that were highlighted by the different companies. And this is going to take place next year, and we already have a catalog of the different vehicles. So that's it. I don't know if you have any questions, please feel free to let me know.
Thank you very much. There are a few questions in the chat, but I think you already answered a little bit of them. But do you find that mining companies are easily willing to collaborate with each other to innovate collaborativity?
Yes, I find that when we provide the conditions such as the spaces, the time, and gather the right people, this is like a virtuous circle, and innovation is contagious, and they are willing to share also their success projects. Maybe the failures not so much, but the success they are very willing to share.
Perfect. And how can international or German companies, suppliers, technology providers, startups participate in your innovation efforts?
What we demand is that they talk about the innovation, the differential in the innovation. We are not a chamber of commerce, so we do not deal with commercial approach. The commercial approach is going to come at the end. But what we try to do is to offer an opportunity to try something new, or to discuss a success case that was very recently. So there are spaces, as long as we validate with the mining members that those are innovations of interest, and we can enter them to the agenda.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Regarding the time, I would now hand over to Jan Patrick, and we are going to switch to Spanish. And Jan Patrick will guide us through the next part of the webinar, which is the panel discussion. Thank you very much.
Muchas gracias, Sofía. Efectivamente, el panel dijimos que lo hacemos en castellano, ya que todos los que hablamos ahí quizás es el idioma más fluido entre nosotros, y tenemos excelentes traductoras que lo pueden transmitir. Ya está acá Pamela Antonioli y Jorge Barrios, también con nosotros Daniel Escalante, gerente general del SAMI Cluster Minero Andino. Y la primera pregunta, justo ahí me gustaría dirigirme a Daniel. Ya escuchaste a los colegas de Alta Ley y del Hub de Innovación Minera, y si nos podrías explicar cómo trabaja el SAMI y en qué se parece, en qué se diferencia, cómo generan el valor para las empresas mineras y los proveedores.
Buenos días con todos. Hola Pamela, Jorge, Jan Patrick, y bueno, a todos los que nos están viendo. Sí, muy interesantes las presentaciones de ambos, y en realidad con Pamela, las iniciativas que manejamos desde Perú buscan articular un poco el ecosistema desde diferentes ángulos. Nosotros tenemos algunos programas que sí son, digamos, por así decirlo, parecidos, pero, digamos, vamos trabajando con distintas minas, y la búsqueda, partiendo desde la articulación, es justamente eso, desarrollar un ecosistema minero más maduro o que se parezca al de algunos países mucho más desarrollados en este punto. Como Sami, siempre hemos destacado la oportunidad en la cual basamos muchas de las actividades, que es el desarrollo de los proveedores mineros locales, y se da en algunos casos, por ejemplo, a través, como la Cámara de Comercio peruano-alemana, buscando algunos proveedores de afuera, con la intención de resolver algunos desafíos globales que tienen nuestras mineras socias.
In order to solve the challenges of our local miners, there might be some important technological transfers for local miners, and the idea is that to foster the development of local miners. And we have this open innovation program that has been there for 4 years, and we have looked at 20
digamos, otras iniciativas, porque dentro de los 20 desafíos que hemos lanzado, 5 de ellos han llegado ya a una etapa final, donde los proveedores han podido tener este espacio en la mina y hacer estas prácticas, o en todo caso, pilotos de las soluciones que han propuesto. Y nos parece un espacio súper interesante para que algún proveedor de minería alemán, por ejemplo, pueda tener un espacio de participación acompañando a un proveedor local, ¿no? En el caso de Perú. Esa es la interacción que podemos tener con ustedes a través de la Cámara también.
Ya, muchas gracias, Daniel. Acá en la ronda, Alta Ley es la red de innovación que creo que tiene más tiempo, si he calculado bien. Y ahí, Jorge, cuéntanos un poco cómo fue ese camino, qué quisieras destacar desde el punto de vista de hoy, que hay que tener en cuenta cuando trabajamos con esas redes de innovación, bueno, siendo empresa minera o también empresa proveedora de la minería.
Gracias, Jan, por la pregunta. Mira, si yo tuviera que reducir todo el proceso por el cual ha pasado Alta Ley para ser lo que es hoy como corporación, en una sola palabra sería colaboración. Porque finalmente Alta Ley nace como la institución que está encargada de articular los diferentes desafíos que se articulan y que se generan en este roadmap que sale el año 2015, y es la institución que está encargada de alguna manera velar porque esta visión representativa de todas las instituciones que participaron y que son parte de su directorio algunas, se lleve a cabo de la mejor manera posible. Entonces, y como comenté recién, esto se ve reflejado en su gobernanza debido al directorio que posee, que yo me atrevería a decir que es uno de los directorios más ricos y más representativos del ecosistema minero, porque como mencionaba en mi presentación, incluye los intereses de las compañías mineras, intereses de los proveedores mineros, intereses de instituciones públicas, de instituciones del mundo de la academia, instituciones regionales, locales. Entonces, en ese sentido, todo lo que hace Alta Ley y todo lo que salga como fruto del trabajo de Alta Ley tiene que ser validado por estas instituciones y va a responder a todos estos intereses. Entonces, otro tema relevante que posee Alta Ley es que por el hecho de tener a todas estas instituciones que son parte de su directorio y por el hecho de que no ejecuta proyectos, sino que articula las capacidades, y una vez que los proyectos ya están andando, se queda en la gobernanza de alguna manera monitoreando que los intereses de la iniciativa lleguen a buen puerto. Por todo esto, Alta Ley no tiene conflicto de interés, es muy propensa a no tener conflicto de interés. Por lo tanto, es una institución con la cual el ecosistema se siente cómodo hoy día trabajando, porque de alguna manera limita todos esos potenciales problemas que se podrían generar digamos, cuando las instituciones trabajan uno a uno, porque nuestros trabajos son, digamos, siempre en formato de bien público y dispuestos para la comunidad. Entonces, un poco redondeando, la manera en la cual nosotros vemos que la innovación se tiene que dar, tiene que ser a través de la colaboración, a través del win-win, ¿cierto? Que todas las partes se vean beneficiadas. Y finalmente un aspecto ahí que mencionó Daniel que me gustaría retomar y traer de nuevo a la conversación, es el tema de fortalecer las capacidades locales y en el fondo, independiente de quién desarrolle los proyectos, dejar conocimiento y capacidad instalada, porque en el fondo ese va a ser el valor agregado que va a quedar para el país a futuro si es que la minería en algún minuto deja de funcionar, cosa que no va a pasar, que en el fondo las capacidades igual queden instaladas y puedan generar valor para otras industrias a nivel local. Entonces ese punto es súper relevante y lo destaco. Gracias.
Muchas gracias, Jorge. Bueno, eso en teoría va a los tres, Pamela. Bueno, ya hemos escuchado un poco cómo funciona, pero quizás así, si nos podría estar así en breve, porque hoy día obviamente nos interesa cómo acercar esas oportunidades a las empresas alemanas. Hasta el momento creo que no hubo mucha participación y nuestra idea del evento de hoy es justo cambiar eso, porque yo estoy seguro y convencido que Alemania tiene mucho que ofrecer, pero que todavía hay que promover un poco más ese nuevo camino lejos de lo tradicional, ¿no? Porque mayormente las compras son a través de logística, que muy definido, no hay mucho de jugar, y eso es justo al revés. ¿Cuáles serían, o sea, los pasos así en resumen? ¿Qué debe hacer un proveedor de tecnología o también un instituto de investigación en el tema de tecnologías o de minería? ¿Qué debe hacer para poder participar en los retos de Peru Mining Hub?
Sí, yo creo que hay dos enfoques, ¿no? El de la demanda y la oferta. Si es que nosotros requerimos algún tipo de solución o de innovación, mi recomendación es que sean parte de nuestra red Hub, que se inscriban como organizaciones dentro de nuestra red, de manera que nosotros podemos hacerles llegar y mantenerlos al tanto de todas las oportunidades de necesidades que parten del sector minero. Y la otra vía es que parta de las innovaciones que ellos tengan disponibles. En este caso, yo los invito a que nos contacten también a través de la página web, que nos hablen sobre todo de las innovaciones. Ya tienen un poco las temáticas en grandes rasgos que nosotros trabajamos. Yo les diría que se enfoquen en la innovación y no en la organización, para poder nosotros pivotearla con las empresas mineras de manera previa y ver si hay espacio para incluirlos en la agenda. Cosas que, por ejemplo, a nosotros nos cuestan más cuando recibimos algunas cosas como soluciones integrales, ¿no? Entonces, no sabemos cómo colocarla. Entonces, enfóquense en la innovación, díganos bien cuál es la ventaja diferencial, por qué hay este valor frente a lo que normalmente se usa, y para nosotros va a ser mucho más fácil poder hacer este doble clic a la interna y ubicarlos en el lugar que corresponden dentro de la agenda del Hub.
Muchas gracias, Pamela. La misma pregunta también a Daniel. ¿Qué tienen que hacer para poder participar con SAMI?
Sí, nosotros ya tenemos planificado para el próximo año iniciar con algunos desafíos en el primer trimestre. Normalmente la difusión se hace a través, en este caso, a través de la Cámara Peruano-Alemana. Yo les pediría que estén atentos, en todo caso, al lanzamiento de los desafíos, para que una vez puedan ustedes aplicar con las soluciones que tienen desde ese lado y continuar en el proceso, que es un proceso de trabajo colaborativo que tenemos nosotros, en el cual sentamos a un lado al minero y en el otro lado al proveedor de la solución, y buscamos afinar hacia el final del proceso un alcance mucho más acotado de la solución. Ese es uno, digamos, de los caminos. El otro de los caminos que sí es interesante también comentarlo: nosotros acabamos de llegar de una misión tecnológica a Australia, donde hemos tenido también, como parte, digamos, de las personas que nos acompañan como SAMI, tenemos funcionarios mineros, también tenemos proveedores. Entonces se definen estos perfiles para hacer las misiones tecnológicas. Hace poco conversábamos justo contigo, Jean-Patrick, de la posibilidad, en todo caso, de la misión tecnológica 2023, hacerlo hacia Alemania. Entonces sería también una forma de acercarnos a estas empresas alemanas que ustedes representan. Y la idea es esa, ¿no? Mostrar, digamos, a los participantes de las misiones la tecnología, cómo se está ejecutando en estos países. Entonces son, digamos, los dos caminos que yo identifico ahora con los que se podría trabajar con SAC.
Muchas gracias, Daniel. Y Jorge, también, yo sé que ya comentaron algo, pero igual así en un resumen para que quede bien grabado, ¿qué debe hacer la empresa, universidad, institución o instituto de investigación alemana para poder participar en los retos, en las actividades de innovación de Alta Ley?
Súper, buena pregunta, Jan. Mira, yo creo que la internacionalización siempre debe ser un proceso estratégico. Un proceso estratégico porque en el fondo tú tienes empresas locales y empresas extranjeras que de alguna manera pueden ofrecer diferentes cosas. Entonces, la vinculación y el trabajo de alguna manera que fortalezca las capacidades de ambos es vital. Y en ese sentido, puede que a lo mejor desafíos siempre van a haber, desafíos tecnológicos, desafíos productivos siempre van a existir. Entonces, en ese sentido, hay que aprovechar, digamos, las redes que tienen los proveedores locales, las capacidades que ya poseen, de alguna manera ellos son los que tienen, los que trabajan con la realidad de las operaciones, y eso, de alguna manera, poder vincularlo con la innovación que a lo mejor se genera en otros países, en Alemania puntualmente puede ser, o pueden ser otros países. Entonces, aprovechar como esos dos escenarios que se pueden, digamos, que con sinergia, digamos, perfecta pueden juntarse y de alguna manera pueden generar una solución que es mucho más provechosa. Entonces, yo no tengo duda de que en todos los ecosistemas existen las capacidades, digamos, necesarias y suficientes. El chileno y el alemán obviamente no son la excepción, pero por temas de realidades y por temas de desarrollo en cada uno de los países, yo creo que esa vinculación es clave, y el hecho de dejar las capacidades instaladas, como yo mencionaba anteriormente, también es clave para el país donde se está desarrollando la solución, independiente de cuál sea el país, pero esa vinculación y fortalecer esas diferentes capacidades que pueden existir va a ser vital.
Ya, muchas gracias, Jorge. Y justo lo vi en la presentación también de Jorge, pero Daniel, ustedes también trabajan con Link Miners. ¿Me podrías comentar un poco cómo es eso? O sea, no es competencia, sino complemento. ¿Cómo es ese rol?
Sí, bueno, siempre nos toca un poco explicar siempre las iniciativas, y nos pasa, me imagino también le pasa a Pamela también cuando nos toca explicar un poco del Hub, un poco de SAP y de la Sociedad Nacional de Link Miners. Pero, digamos, dentro de lo que manejamos nosotros con Link Miners, ellos articulan una parte del programa de innovación abierta. Nosotros buscamos siempre los proveedores locales, fortalecer los proveedores locales, pero Link Miners es ese puente que nos une con el resto de proveedores del mundo, y busca, digamos, como plataforma ya constituida, justo hace poco cumplieron 5 años ellos, encontrar ese proveedor o la mejor solución al problema que plantea el minero. Nos ha tocado inclusive en algunos casos hacer un scouting con ellos, buscando alguna solución específica que el minero haya planteado. Entonces, la relación con Link Miners pasa por el programa de innovación abierta, pero en una parte del proceso, ¿no? En los cuales ellos son muy especialistas, digamos, en el tema de encontrar las soluciones.
Ya, muchas gracias. He leído en el chat que ya hay algún interés también de una universidad ahí para que nos contacten luego. Justo ahí, Pamela ya está contestando por el chat. Justo eso es la idea también, tanto mis colegas en la Cámara Alemana en Chile como acá en la Cámara Peruano-Alemana, obviamente estamos a disposición para hacer ese vínculo entre instituciones, empresas alemanas y las redes de innovación acá presentes, así que por favor contáctense. Lo que me gustaría, ya que tengo acá a 3 representantes en un estrecho contacto con la minería, un poco, ya hemos visto algunos temas, nosotros también lo hemos puesto. ¿Cuáles son para ustedes? Empezamos con Pamela. ¿Cuáles son, digamos, las tendencias, los temas centrales? ¿Qué son los temas en los próximos años lo más importante? ¿Dónde habrá más actividad en el tema de los retos y la innovación abierta y las oportunidades, por ende?
Sí, bueno, por el lado del hub hemos mapeado algunas áreas temáticas / desafíos que tienen que ver con ESG, ¿no? Licencia social, medio ambiente, sostenibilidad, gobernanza. Aquí tenemos, por ejemplo, las mesas de relaves, descarbonización, medio ambiente y sostenibilidad y comunidades. Luego tenemos la parte de seguir siendo eficientes, ¿no? En un contexto más complejo. Aquí podría haber recuperación de minerales, exploraciones más eficientes, el uso de 4.0 a lo largo de toda la cadena de valor para poder generar data más precisa y simulaciones y predicciones, y seguridad también de las personas, ¿no? Eso, y yo le añadiría como que un plus o una estrellita a todas aquellas innovaciones que puedan generar modelos colaborativos, que puedan generar...
all the innovations that could share values, generate shared values and shared results. And this could be beyond the mining sector, maybe local infrastructure, working with academia, etc. These are the three important points I wanted to mention. Yes, thank you.
Jorge, ¿cómo lo ves? ¿Estás de acuerdo? Y quizás también si podrías recomendarle algo a nuestros colegas en Alemania, si podrías darles un consejo, ¿cuál sería?
Sí, gracias. Mira, completamente de acuerdo con lo que menciona Pamela. O sea, esas tres aristas, digamos, son un must hoy. O sea, no flota ningún proyecto ni ninguna solución si es que no está preocupado de cumplir con ello. Así que, un poco para complementar, nosotros vemos que la variable operativa, obviamente, como mencionaba anteriormente, siempre va a ser un deseable ir mejorando. Y en ese sentido, la minería digital se posiciona como una de las tendencias que ya está empezando a posicionarse. Y en esa misma línea está el tema de que mediante la digitalización se puede, digamos, acceder al tema de las operaciones remotas, lo cual va a disminuir el tema de la accidentabilidad, mejorar la operación, también el tema del monitoreo continuo en las operaciones. Y por otro lado, y aquí digamos, complemento con la segunda pregunta que me hiciste, que tiene que ver con el consejo, está el tema de la sustentabilidad de las operaciones. Hoy día digamos, los actores de las cadenas de valor que están más cerca de los usuarios finales, por ejemplo, el auto eléctrico o el auto, digamos, por así decirlo, que es el que finalmente va a usar el usuario, ellos están cada vez más demandando que sus suministros, es decir, en este caso los minerales, metales que proveemos nosotros, sean cada vez más trazables y que estén, digamos, en un paraguas de operaciones responsables. Entonces ahí está el tema digamos, de alguna manera transparentar qué tan sustentable o qué tan poco sustentables son nuestras operaciones. Eso lo va a dar el resultado final, pero de alguna manera comenzar con la transparencia de eso, trabajar por disminuir las emisiones, implementar acciones de eficiencia energética, ¿cierto? Los nuevos combustibles, energías renovables. Está el tema del agua, el recurso hídrico, que también es un insumo crítico. Entonces, todas esas variables de alguna manera van configurando este paraguas de diferentes aristas en términos de sustentabilidad, que de alguna manera hay que transparentar y hay que certificar, porque en el fondo son tendencias que se vienen y que nos van a empezar a exigir, porque los actores que están más avanzados en la cadena de valor ya se las están exigiendo. Entonces, naturalmente, como un dominó, nos va a impactar a nosotros y tenemos que estar preparados para eso, porque en el fondo, en un futuro, si hay un proveedor, la competencia está preparada para eso y nosotros no, bueno, el cliente, digamos, va a optar por el proveedor que ya puede certificar su producción sostenible. Entonces, ese sería el consejo, estar preparado para esa tendencia que se viene y que ya está comenzando.
Ya, muchas gracias, Jorge. Bueno, es muy importante lo que escuchamos con Pamela y Jorge. Efectivamente, hemos entrado acá con enfoque bastante de tecnologías, pero es mucho más que solo tecnología. Daniel, ¿estás de acuerdo que sí está bien, hay retos de tecnología, pero vamos más allá?
Sí, de acuerdo con Pamela, con Jorge. Esas son las aristas, digamos, que tienen ahora los desafíos y, digamos, las tendencias son esas, ¿no? digamos, trabajos mucho más remotos, donde la tecnología nos va a ir ayudando, y porque es algo que va a ser transversal, pero va a tocar en este momento ya hacer, reformular el tema de cadenas de valor, digamos, de lo que podrían ser los proveedores que suministran diferentes productos y servicios a la minería, impulsar la descarbonización también, pensando ya en el 2050, digamos, los hitos que debemos cumplir como sector. Esa también es una parte importante, ¿no? Ya lo mencionaba Jorge, el tema de combustibles alternativos. Hay una oportunidad interesante, digamos, con Chile, bueno, norte de Chile, sur de Perú, de impulsar un combustible alternativo como es el hidrógeno verde. Hay un proyecto interesante que estamos viendo con Alta Ley. Pero también el tema de descarbonización es algo que ya va a empezar, tal cual sucedió con la tecnología y la pandemia, que un poco que aceleró este proceso. La descarbonización es algo que ya nos va a tocar trabajar en el corto plazo, pensando un poco hacia el futuro.
Ya, muchas gracias, Daniel. Estoy mirando un poco el reloj. Quizás si Jorge y luego Pamela, un último comentario, porque ya estamos pasándonos la hora programada.
¿Parto yo o va Pamela?
Dale, Jorge.
Ya, gracias. Bueno, un último comentario, entonces, un poco recoger todo lo que han comentado los panelistas y lo que se habló anteriormente en las presentaciones, porque son temáticas que se deben involucrar, digamos, para el desarrollo de los proveedores, y la idea es que estén preparados para cuando la industria minera, que ya está tomando acción, de alguna manera transmita esto hacia los proveedores. Entonces, en términos de sustentabilidad, en términos operativos, la idea es que estén, digamos, arriba ya del bus una vez que este parta, y que no se queden atrás y tengan que ser reactivos a todos estos desarrollos, sobre todo en términos de la minería verde que hemos llamado y que hemos configurado. Así que invitarlos a que estén preparados a eso, y cualquier consulta y cualquier comentario que quieran hacer sobre la presentación o sobre las oportunidades que les comenté. Está mi LinkedIn en la presentación, y nos pueden contactar también mediante el correo info@corporacionaltaley.cl. Muchas gracias por la invitación.
Muchas gracias, Jorge. Y Pamela, para cerrar nuestro panel.
Bueno, yo solamente quería comentar lo contenta que estoy de ver estas iniciativas que van surgiendo. Creo que es bastante importante que existan y que hayan más. ¿Por qué? Porque normalmente necesitamos activar el ecosistema de innovación, y un ecosistema activo hace que aparezcan nuevas ideas, que se conecten con otros sectores también, pero sobre todo que haya este proceso de madurez de las innovaciones, ¿no? Entonces, en la medida que aparezcan estos programas, estas iniciativas, cada una con su enfoque, pero te da más oportunidades, y una innovación puede, digamos, dar esos pasitos de manera más acelerada, ¿no? Que creo que finalmente lo que todos buscamos es insertar innovación en el sector y hacerlo de manera más eficiente.
Ya, muchas gracias, Pamela, Jorge, Daniel. Con eso terminamos el panel de hoy. Te podríamos seguir hablando mucho tiempo, y le doy la palabra a mi colega Arti Sørensen. Thank you very much. And Arti, the stage is yours for doing the wrap up.
Thank you very much, Jan Patrick. Well, I think there's not that much to say for me, except then thank you very much to all the speakers and also the panel discussion. I think the main takeaway for me is that it's a really great opportunity to connect the German mining network with the various innovation networks in Peru and also in other countries, so that if we connect the networks, we can have an even greater impact. And I think this event has been a great starting point to see how we can link our initiatives better, and how we can communicate your challenges, but also how your organization works and what the opportunities are for German companies better into our German mining network. So I hope there are many more collaborations and cooperations to come next year, and maybe some can be initiated from this event. And I wish you all a great day or evening wherever you are. And thanks again also to my colleagues at the chambers in Peru and Chile for putting this event together. Sophie, do you want to have a last word and close the event?
No, I think you closed it perfectly. Thanks to all the speakers and partners from the German Mining Network, and also all the participants. Yeah, have a nice evening, morning, wherever you are in the world. And we hope to see you in our next webinar or activity.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you very much.
And sign up for our
Muchas gracias.
LinkedIn
Nos
and
vemos.
Bye.
Thank you very much.